So the last method we are going to look at um, for array methods is the reduce method. Of course, aside the methods we have mentioned, we have a lot of other methods that are used on arrays, but we focus on some major methods that are used more often. So you can maybe search online to get more methods and how they are used, right? So we are going to look at the reduce method, and that will be the last method we are going to be looking at for arrays. So after this, we'll be moving on to something else. So for the reduce method is used to iterate over a value or over an array, the values of an array, and perform an operation, right? So when you perform the operation, you have, at the end of the day, you have one value. So in this case, we want to sum all the elements of this array and have the sum here in this variable. So we have numbers that reduce, and then we have this function. Now, in this function, we pass two parameters. The first is the accumulated value. So it's the result of previous operations, and then we have the current value, right? So note that the first value here is the result of previous operations. So if you have not done any operation on the function or on the array, so let's say you are at number 1, so that means you have not done any operation, so it's going to pick the default value you provide here, and then you have the current value. So in this case, we are returning the accumulated value plus the current value, so because we want to sum all this together. So let's see how we can do that with our array here. So we're going to do const sum is equal to numbers dot reduce, like this. And like I mentioned, we need to provide a function, and we also need to provide the default value. So we can call this the default value, or the first value the function gets. So we need the accumulated value and the current value, and this would be a function like this. I think I made a mistake. So okay, yeah, so this is the structure. So inside here we need to return the value. So we say the accumulated value plus the current value. So if we print the sum like this, let's clear this, and we have the sum here. So the reduce, just like the name is, it reduces the array to one value. So whatever operation you do on the array, you end up with a single value, unlike the map that returns a new array. So the map returns like a new array based on the array and the operation you perform on the array, but the reduce gives you a single value because it accumulates everything depending on what you are doing with that with the values. So it accumulates everything, and then you get a single value at the end of the operation. So in this case, we have sum, and we are printing it here. We can also use this to get like the average value of this element. So let's see how we can get the average. So to get the average, I can simply divide this by numbers dot length, so the length of this array, like this. So the sum is this, and the average is 119.625. Yeah, so this is the reduce function, and this is how we can use it.